Hello, hello. Welcome to another live stream. Beautiful souls. Everything is working out for me. This is perfectly divinely timed, and everything is working out for you, and everything is perfectly divinely timed for you as well. So, today I wanted to share what was coming up. Spirit uses me all day long, sending me messages of what resonates. Some of them are from my own integration, and some of them I know I'm meant to share. And oftentimes it's a combination of both because we are one and we are rising as a collective, and it's through our own embodiment that we're able to uplift and empower others. And so the message that's coming through very clear today is you know, if you've tuned into the previous episode, you know that I literally am just living in a sea of symbolism, as are you. And when you're able to see beyond the physical and see with spiritual vision beyond what the mental body sees, you're able to really come into alignment, I guess, is for lack of a better word, with the divine flow of creation that creates all things and that you are one with, and so that you're always in the right place at the right time. It's always divine timing, and spirit, God, the divine, is always speaking to you through, I mean, God, yesterday's numbers, animals, song lyrics. You are one with creation. So um, spirit is using other people, videos you watch, songs you listen to, animals you see, like everything is for your highest and greatest good when you're willing to see it. This is part of the magic and the mystery of life, which is why it's so perfect that as I was going on my morning walk, and my prayer always is, what wants to come through today? Please use me as a channel, as a vessel of what you would like me to share. And I'm always speaking to myself as one with the God, with the divine, the goddess within, which is also the creator that created all things. Which I didn't create myself, so there's a humbleness here as well. Like, we are one with all, and also there's some mystery and magic beyond what can even be fathomed. And so there's an honoring of that and a devotion to that. And as I opened up, I went for my walk and I saw three ravens. And spirit always communicates with me in threes ever since I can remember, ever since I started channeling back in 2014. And that's a whole nother story. And the number three has always been very symbolic for me, as I'm sure it may be for many of you. So let me know in the chat if the number three, resonates with you in some way. So I saw three ravens, and this is so perfect of a message. It actually ties back to the original episode of this series that I started with, which was reclaiming the forbidden sacred feminine. Oftentimes ravens and very similar crows are looked at as a bad omen, but actually ravens represent God, goddess energy, and represent ancient wisdom and magic and mystery, and of death and rebirth, the cycle of life, the cycle of creation, which is sacred feminine energy, right? And so this isn't a history lesson. This isn't my role to be here to give history lesson. That's somebody else's. I'm here to activate. I'm here to share what wants to come through. And so, for example, these ravens carrying this message of ancient knowledge, ancient wisdom, the mystery, magic, and seen as a bad omen and forbidden in some way, represents actually goddess energy, very much so, as the number 13 and the black cat and so many other symbols and things that over time have been suppressed or looked down on as a bad omen. And this is all part of a larger agenda to push down the sacred feminine, which is rising now as part of this ascension. And if you are here on this live stream at this point and you're resonating with this channel, you know that you are bringing divine feminine energy, divine love, and anchoring this into 3D reality. You are being called to awaken the mystery and magic within, the sacred feminine essence, sacred feminine energy that lies within you. And and share this with the world in some way through your unique gifts. And what was coming through is, I know many of you are meant to be channels, and meant you are high priestess. Many of you are at different phases of stepping into your high priesthood, but you are a high priest. You're meant to be a channel. You're meant to share ancient wisdom and knowledge that um, that is lives with you. You're an ancient soul. Many of you may resonate with ancient civilizations such as Lemuria, or Atlantis and things like that. And none of this is by accident. It's because you carry the seeds of this ancient wisdom within you. And this is what's rising up in the collective right now, is being able to share this, integrate this, embody this, and no longer suppress your sacred feminine essence. So, so this couldn't have been the more perfect symbolism for me to see this morning on my walk, um, because this is ultimately even what this live stream is for. Like I said, it was the very first episode of this live stream back like a month or so ago, right before Friday the 13th, which was also another day that is seen as a bad omen. And Fridays are actually related to the planet of Venus and goddess energy. And Friday the 13th is also associated with goddess energy. And so over time, this has been suppressed, just like the teachings of Mary Magdalene, right, and her gospel, which is what I wanted to point to now, which is that you are divinity walking in human form, and you do not have to go through a conduit in order for you to be the love that you already are. Fully embodying this and honoring not only your human vessel that you came here to experience as a soul, but also honoring your connection as one with the divine. And this has been suppressed over the ages, because it's a lot easier to, we won't get into it, but it's a lot easier to control people if they feel like they have to look outside of themselves for 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 their own salvation, for their own freedom, for their own, you know, anything. Look outside of yourself for anything. And so this is the wisdom that's being brought back, right? That's being revived, that's being reawakened, being reclaimed, reclaiming your goddess energy, reclaiming the sacred wisdom within. And many of you are meant to be teaching this or sharing this or incorporating this through your unique vessel, wherever God is placing you, right? So I shared this on a couple of episodes before. Like, I have been placed in various organizations and systems, to bring divine feminine energy, which is rooted in love and connection and community, and the fact that we are all one, and that there's no need to, that the egoic mind and the masculine dominant toxic masculine culture that is breaking down is not the way of being that we're moving into in new earth, right? And so this is being infiltrated, and all this energy is rising within all of us. If you're part of this, if you're listening to this, you're part of this rising collective, and you are a light leader, you are a way shower, you are a high priestess, you are a channel, you are a vessel of this ancient wisdom and this divine love. And part of this journey is embodying this for yourself and coming into full self mastery, fully human and fully divine, fully honoring your human journey, and realizing that you are way beyond that as well at the same time, and fully self actualizing your highest divine potential by coming into union, which many of you, if you are on the twin flame journey, then you understand this word, but you may have a distorted perception of what that word actually means, because it's not about two people having a relationship. Union is about coming into union with who you truly are. It's a marriage, it's a sacred union within that, where the form and the formless are one. You are one, right, with the divine, versus separation consciousness. And you may also be very well, if you're on the twin flame journey, very aware of the term separation, although you may have a distorted perception of what that means at the onset of your twin flame journey. If you find yourself on one, which I know a lot of you are, if you're resonating with this on the twin flame journey, right? And that that was primarily an activator and a catalyst for you to come home to yourself, and for you to come home to the truth of who you really are. And your mirror soul can only reflect back how deeply you have met your true self. And so, this distorted perception of separation and union and what that really means on this journey has been hijacked by a community that really wants to make it all about like relationships and all of this 3D kind of stuff. And it's not really about that. It is actually your ascension journey and you coming home to the truth of who you truly are and fully embodying your divinity, which then you're able to fulfill your highest destiny as part of your soul contract that you've incarnated here for. Like, you came here for a reason. You may resonate with light worker, you may resonate as a high sensitive empath, you may resonate as a healer, star seed, you may resonate with ancient past lives. You have a celestial lineage and ancient soul history in other ancient civilizations, and all of this wisdom through all of your incarnations is meant to be shared in this lifetime. This is it. It's now. This is the time. It's not an accident that you're watching this. You are on the front lines of a great awakening, and a lot of things are going to be shifting between now and the next, definitely in 2025, but within the next 3 to 5 years, things are really going to be shifting. The other thing that was coming up is there's a whole nother wave of souls awakening on this path through these heightened elevated frequencies, that they're going to be experiencing everything that you experienced for the last decade or so, 2012 especially, and onward, like all of the death and rebirths, right? All of the dark night of the soul, which is what the raven also represents, right? This cycle of death and rebirth, and the cycle of creation and the ancient wisdom that lives within. And there are going to be souls that have chose to wake up in this lifetime that are going to be moving into this space. And guess what? They're going to be looking for people like you to be shining in your brightness, shining your light, embodied in your divinity, speaking your truth as a channel, sharing what wants to come through you, living your art, your medicine, your magic, right? The raven also is very much about mystery and magic, and so is goddess energy, right? So this is all tied to really tapping into your sacred feminine essence. And that's why I love working with the archetypes inside Embody the Empress. It, we won't go into the archetypes on this one. Maybe I'll do a separate live stream on some of the archetypes as they come up. Right now, we're in the crone archetype, right? The wise woman archetype for this winter solstice, at least here in the United States. And anyways, I'll save that for Embody the Empress. If you want to join, we do work a lot with the archetypes and embodying them, but also shining a light on the shadow so that you can move into your highest timeline and fully embody your Empress energy, which basically translates to your divine sovereignty as the divine ruler of your life. The Empress is the ruler of all the queens. She is the ruler of the queendom, and she is fully embodied all of their attributes, and she has also alchemized all of their shadows. She fully owns her worth. She's embodied in her divinity. She's activated her feminine magnetism through true divine confidence, and she knows she is connected with the one, and she walks in faith, and and she creates through divine feminine flow and lives her most abundant timeline. And some of the episodes prior to this have been about being the divine creatrix. So all the themes here of all of these episodes, they're so beautifully interwoven, obviously, with sacred feminine energy, and you fully embodying and claiming and owning, reclaiming rather, and owning your the ancient wisdom that lives within you. You already know this. If you're resonating with any of this, it's only because you already know it, and I'm just shining a light on it and helping to activate. But you also have a gift to activate, or to share, or to speak truth, or to create art, or to just embody this within your community, within your family dynamics, within your workplace. And I have the privilege of being able to talk to so many women and men that are doing this right now in all different sectors, or politics, healthcare, corporate, the tech world, and like all of these places where sacred feminine energy is rising up, and everybody's being used as a divine channel, because we are all divine channels. But some of us on this journey and in this lifetime and in this carnation chose to come forward and be the vessel and be the channel and be the high priestess and be the way shower. So, hello, chosen one. Chosen one, meaning that you chose to be here and that you chose to lead. And so, this is your call to lead. This call has been coming forward for a long time. I think my podcast, The Calling Uncensored, started over 5 years ago. But now there's a tipping point. There's a tipping point where there's a shift occurring and there's a split occurring, and the energies and the frequencies are heightened, and there's going to be a lot of people that need or are calling in the medicine that you're here to share, the art that you're here to create, the song that you're here to write, the podcast episode you're here to speak through, right? Like your whatever that is, it's all about following your intuition. Whatever that is that's calling you is not, let me just give you a spoiler alert. You can't run from it anymore. You can't hide from it anymore. If you've landed on this live stream, it's for a reason, and it's because it's time, and because the divine is giving you a kick in the ass anytime you run, hide, or sabotage what it is you truly came here to do. And that is a blessing, because you agreed on a soul level to come here and lead. And anytime you try to hide from that, you're going to get a pinch from the universe. It's going to feel it's going to feel uncomfortable. You're not going to feel satisfied. It's not going to feel fulfilling. It's going to feel heavy. And this is all by design, because you agreed to carry out a mission here that is to lead with love and embody your divinity and go through your own metamorphosis, which is also part of what the raven represents, the cycles of death and rebirth. So if you're listening to this and you are in the midst of your metamorphosis, please realize the metamorphosis, the death and rebirth process, this is all part of it, right? The butterfly, you know, only emerges after it goes through this metamorphosis process, and it has no clue what's going on when it's in that metamorphosis process. It's completely, I have a video on this, of the actual transformation of a caterpillar to a butterfly on my Instagram, which you can find somewhere on YouTube. Here, there's a link to my Instagram up in the about section or whatever. The caterpillar is beautiful too. The caterpillar has no clue what it's getting into when it goes into that cocoon, and it has no clue what's happening to it as it's being dissolved and growing into a butterfly. I mean, that right there, if that doesn't make you believe in mystery and magic and just holy shit, the process of life and the cycle of life, like that is just mind blowing. Go watch that video on my Instagram of the caterpillar. If that right there doesn't make you believe in mystery and magic and life and this beautiful creation cycle that we are in, I don't know what will, It's so this the caterpillar has no clue what's happening inside of this cocoon, right? Inside, while this metamorphosis is emerging. Not emerging, happening, occurring. And then it emerges, this butterfly, a brand new world. It never was a butterfly before. It just now it has wings and now it can fly. Like what? It was a caterpillar crawling on the ground. Like now it has wings and it can fly. This is so beautiful. And this is what's happening with so many on this journey right now. Regardless of what phase you're in, I want you to know it's all divinely timed. It's all beautiful. It's all part of the process. The caterpillar phase, the metamorphosis phase, the total dismantling and dissolving of everything that's been familiar to you, so that you can emerge a completely a whole new, I don't even want to say version of you, like embodied in your divinity. Like the butterfly does not resemble the caterpillar, right? Like you are completely going through a metamorphosis regardless of where you're at. And some of you are ready to fly. Some of you are ready to lead. Some of you are to take all of your experiences as the caterpillar and take that with the ancient wisdom and knowledge that you carry within and share that with the world in some way. And this is it. This is time. It's not going to go away. It's only going to get louder. And it's for a reason. It's because there's a whole wave of people that are going to be waking up within the next year to few years, and they're going to be waking up from a slumber of being asleep and realizing there's more to this world than meets the eye. And they're going to be having their own tower moments, and they're going to be having their own, dark night of the soul and their own destruction phase, right? And their own falling away and all the things that you've been through. And some of you are meant to lead now and shine that light. And this is, I'm getting full body chills right now. This is what I call the lighthouse effect for all of my clients inside Sacred Leader Academy, to be able to share your message and be the lighthouse, to shine your light in the darkness for everybody that's within, vibrational arm's length of you, that is calling for this kind of information. Otherwise you wouldn't feel a call to share it. They are asking for it. You're just answering the call. You're just answering the divine call. That's all you're doing. And you already chose to do this on a soul level before you even incarnated here. So I think you probably need to get with the program and answer the call here in the 3D if you want to come into alignment with your highest divine timeline, your divine blueprint of why you came here. Because there is a growing, I hate to say the word need, but there's a growing need for way showers and light workers, light leaders, to be able to shine their light and stand in their power for those that are going to be going through the muck and the metamorphosis phase and all of the tower moments and the death and the destruction. And they're not going to know what's going on, just like you didn't know what's going on necessarily at the very beginning, and you went through a lot. And they're going to be looking for those that are meant to be shining their light so that they can evolve on their journey and ascend on their journey. This is a real effect that just grows and grows and grows, like dominoes all around, just raising the frequency collectively. And every single person that you touch, every single person that you are a catalyst for, every single person that you activate, every single person that you bring ancient wisdom into their world that like gives them their aha moment or helps them, heal a pattern or whatever, or like that is a ripple effect that they then carry into their life with their family, with their friends, with their community. And it's just this beautiful like ripple that just keeps growing and growing. And this is part of your role here if you're resonating with this. And so this is what's coming through right now. And you're being called, and you just have to answer the call and follow the intuition and get out of your own way. Follow what's fun, follow what lights you up, follow what feels natural for you, follow what feels good, and move in the direction that you're being called when you're being called. It's really, really that simple. The divine is always talking to you through episodes like this, through videos you watch, through life. You can't escape this. It's going to be completely mirroring back to you everything that you need at any given point. You just have to have the courage and the conviction and the devotion being one of my favorite words for this, to be able to take the next courageous sacred action that you're being called. And first and foremost, it's about embodying your own divinity. It's about really anchoring into the love that you are, embodying your own divinity so that you can lead from your authenticity, fully empowered. And that is something that I just want to highlight here. It's very important. So some of you are maybe resonating earlier on in the journey where you're still moving into, and fully embodying your power and detaching from old program and conditioning, especially if you're a divine feminine on this journey, like cycles of codependency or people pleasing, giving your power away, silencing your voice, silencing your truth, being a yes woman, like all of these things. So there's an awakening of your feminine power, and then there's an activating of like your magnetism, which is a process as you fully start to embody your divine sovereignty. And it's a beautiful journey to be on. And so if you want support in that, you can feel free to check out Embody the Empress. That's what Embody the Empress is for. And if you are moving into fully standing in your light and really owning your superpowers, your natural divine gifts and your sacred medicine for new earth, then you can check out Rise Sister Rise. I would love to have you if this is something that you feel called to move into in 2025, and I know many of you will. If you are, yeah, really looking to own your gift and share it with the world and turn it into a business, like a lot of my clients that have come from healing backgrounds, like massage therapy or hypnotherapy and things like that, but they're feeling called for more. Like they just don't want to be like, they're not feeling fulfilled just being like a massage therapist or a hypnotherapist or something like that. Like there's a deeper wisdom that wants to be shared, and you want to really be able to extract that and turn it into like a program that really helps people get a very specific result in their life. That's something that I teach inside Sacred Leader Academy. And so if that resonates with you, feel free to check that out. But the message that's coming through is the sacred wisdom that you carry within you that you may not even realize at depending on where you're at on this journey. This power within you is rising. Rise, sister, rise. It's rising. You're not going to be able to put this out. This flame, this soul burning desire inside of you does not go out. And it's first and foremost going to be embodying your own divinity and coming home to yourself. So I hope this finds you well. I hope it resonated. I will be back live tomorrow with another episode. And until next time, namaste.